bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Yeah. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life, what I need. Most feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other nigga got a hip and shouted.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Finnie Stadium in beautiful Berea, Ohio, on the campus of Baldwin Wallace for tonight's NPSL contest between the visitors from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Steel City FC, and your Cleveland SC. Ladies and gentlemen, let's first meet Steel City FC, led by head coach Dan Brower. Number 9, Ryan Akongo. Number 25, Rodrigo Albayuors. Number 5, Jack Emanuel. Number 7, Nicholas Gracia. Number 33, Connor Hudson. Number 2, Justin Cope. Number 26, Ryan Landry. Number 11, Charlie Lawrence. Number 20, Ryan Mertz. Number 28, Xander Plaziga. And in goal number 41, Daniel Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get on your feet and out of your seat for your Cleveland SC. And now your Cleveland SC, starting 11. In goal, and he is your captain tonight. Number 1, Pedro Alves. Defender, number 5, Quinn Groves. Midfielder, number 4, Keegan Dawson. Midfielder, Carter Hancock. Midfielder, number 8, Marcus Pereira. Forward, number 18, Bojan Kolevsky. Midfielder, number 22, Giannis Schmidt. Let's welcome back defender, Benjamin Hershko. And let's also welcome back mid-defender number Daniel Tregensen. Back in the lineup, defender Alexandru Rumlinski. And defender number 16, Chris Smacko. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please stand. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. We are now proud to present, singing tonight's national anthem, from Brunswick, Ohio, and a former BW grad, Mr. Jonathan R. Young.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome in, fans of the NPSL. Tonight it is the regular season finale. I am Vince McKee alongside Cole McDaniel. And
Ladies
tonight,
and gentlemen, escorting
undefeated
Cleveland
Steel
FC
City
tonight
FC has
was
traveled
Cleveland
here to Cleveland.
Youth
And my
Soccer
friends,
Club
this is what
current
rivalries
RDA.
are all about, as these two teams will hook it up here tonight in the finale. A battle of two teams that have already secured a playoff game. Steel City with that undefeated record, only one draw. They will host their playoff game. Meanwhile, Cleveland travels to Michigan. Joining me tonight, our fifth year together on the broadcast. You know him, you love him, the best color man in the business, Cole McDaniel.
Yeah, when you say that, Vince, time is flying, that is for sure. And the season has flown by. Can't believe we're at the end of the regular season already. And, of course, a good one here tonight. Two of the top three teams in the Great Lakes Conference going head-to-head. And Cleveland had a slow start to the season, but they've really kicked it into high gear. Had some close matchups the last couple of times out on the pitch, but they've been able to get the results going their way. And, of course, going to try to defend their home field here against Steel City FC, who by far and away have been one of the top teams in this conference this season.
3 straight wins at home for Cleveland SC, the 16th, the 23rd, the 30th. Now could they put it together for a 4th straight Friday night? Time will tell, but it is, again, Friday Night Lights. And no offense, we're not talking. You hear Vince and Cole in the broadcast, you hear me say Friday Night Lights, you think high school football, but no. It is the final version of Friday Night Lights, soccer style. To get you going color-wise, before we go back to Cole with some sponsors here, color-wise, though, from left to right, all gray unis with that beautiful black trim are the visiting Steel City FC. Meanwhile, from right to left will be Cleveland SC, and the jerseys you know and love with those orange bottoms, orange socks, orange trim, and then the black unis. Tonight, like every night we're here on air, responsible and brought to you by our sponsors. Cole, can you talk to us a little bit about those sponsors?
Yeah, sponsors for Cleveland SC tonight, Cleveland Clinic as well as Churchill Mental Health Services. Those are the sponsors again for Cleveland SC this evening, so wanted to give them a shout out and thank them for their support of this club.
We'll get to the starting lineups after kickoff here in a moment. But again, we wanted to shout out, again, as Cole said, our sponsors there. We appreciate them greatly. But really some thank yous. There's a lot of people who do a lot of work behind the scenes. Obviously, Aria Johnson, the beautiful Aria Johnson here, week after week with us, handling all the big person duties. So again, we give her the big thumbs up. Also, big thank you to Reggie Weems for working the camera all season long, and Chris Douglas our technical director as well. Not to mention down on the pitch, taking those lovely photos you guys have been seeing all season long, Arian Maddie and Luigi Musto of GV Viper Photography. So we wanted to shout out those guys. Again, with this being the last regular season home game, Cleveland, unfortunately, is not in a position to host any playoff games this year, so we wanted to make sure we got that done. Cole, at your convenience, can you talk to us a little bit tonight? Because, you know, we heard in the opening there's some guys we're used to starting who are not starting tonight, as in Bobby Chanchar coming off the bench. And clearly this Still City FC team playing a deeper bench this week. And, well, we'll get to that in a second here as they advance immediately, but they'll be called offsides. But Cole, if you just want to go ahead and kind of bring us up to speed at who we're going to see start tonight and then come off the bench for Cleveland.
Yeah, and actually looks like a little bit of a change up in the numbers for me, so hopefully I get this right here in just a moment. But in goal, Pedro Alves, number 1, the captain tonight. At right back, number 16, Chris Saveco. The 2 center backs, number 20, Andrew Rumliansky, as well as number 5, Quinn Groves. At left back, number 23, Benjamin Hersko. In the midfield, we have number 4, Keegan Dawson, as well as number 7, Daniel Treganson. And it looks like at center attacking mid, believe that Marcus Pereira would be wearing number 8. That's what we've seen him wearing in the past. Looks to be wearing number 10 right now, so we're going to change that on my sheet here. And then also going to play some right wing. Looks like he's currently at that center attacking mid spot right now. He and Pereira might switch in and out. That's number 22, Giannis Schmidt. On the left wing, number 17, Carter Hancock. And up top, number 18, Bojan Kolevsky.
And fans, as we tell you every week, the replay of this game will be on KeonSports.com within the next 12 to 24 hours. So if you miss anything tonight, want to go back and watch it again, hear our lovely voices one more time for the season, swing on over to KeonSports.com, over to the little game calls and fight calls section. Beautiful night for soccer. Not too warm, not even really all that breezy, just a good night, clear skies, and this should be a fun one to call. So Cole, I'm going to put you on the spot early here. You know, Still City FC really, as we said, already has clinched a home playoff game, doesn't really have anything technically to play for other than no losses, you know, have that clean sheet on the regular season schedule. What do you expect to see out of them tonight? Do you think they might try a few things? They don't want to put too much on tape. What do you expect?
Well, I think it's a little bit different than football. I think that's American football when it comes to put too much on tape. I think the only thing you could really put on tape is if you're trying something different formationally. I don't think you necessarily need to do that when you've had all the success you've had all season. I'd just say come out here, play hard. Honestly, you're in a position where, sure, you want to win the game, but if you get up early, why not get your subs in and get some of your guys who you really need in the postseason, get them some time to rest their legs. So I think they're going to try to put this one away fast if possible. I think Cleveland, they're just going to have to try to make it tough and see if they can wear down Steel City FC a little bit and change their plan going into this one.
Off the set piece there for Steel City. And this is a Cleveland team that actually led in the first half on the road against Steel City out there in Pittsburgh the first time these two teams hooked it up. So, you know, a situation here really where Cleveland, I believe, knows they can play with them, but at the same time, as you said, you know, how much do you want to rest? How much do you want to be aggressive here? But, you know, there's a thing or two. Cleveland's only lost once all season at home, and I think that might be in the back of their mind as well. So, really a lot to play for, even if it doesn't always seem that there is.
Yeah, for Steel City, I mean, the only thing you're playing for is pride and no losses on your record. That's really about it here. This isn't the most important match to you. You've already clinched your spot. Same with Cleveland. I mean, you've clinched a spot here already, but I think it matters to Cleveland a little bit more because you haven't had the same momentum throughout the whole season. You want to keep that little bit of a groove that you started to get in the last couple of weeks and keep that going. For Steel City, it's been all season they've seemed to be switched on. So certainly different mindsets, I think, probably going into the postseason here.
I was going to come all the way up and grab that one before it could become anything worth getting excited over there. Nice shot by Pedro. And Cleveland with it here. It's going to advance it forward and play it over.
little bit of Ferris Bueller's Day Off here.
First thing I thought of. Red hot Corvette. I don't even know if it was a Corvette. A really nice looking red car, as I recall. Only saw the movie once, but quite famous. Still not a Cubs fan. That one will go out of play.
Yeah, and a good opportunity here, Vince, to talk about the starting lineup for the visitors in Steel City FC. In goal, number 41, Daniel Rogers. Rest of the starting lineup up top, number 9, Brian Akongo. Number 25, Rodrigo Albeyeros. Number 5, Jack Emanuel. Number 7, Nicholas Greca. Number 33, Connor Hudson. Number 2, Justin Cope. Number 26, Ryan Landry. Number 11, Charlie Lawrence. Number 20, Ryan Mertz. And number 28, Xander Pelizga.
Turn over here for Cleveland. Kolevsky with a chance there. Taken right back, no whistle. And we'll go right back to Steel City, but it looked like they might have had something cooking for about a split second.
Yeah, Kolevsky decided to be unselfish and maybe played that pass just a touch too soon. Defender was still in between enough that one there just a moment ago was able to be intercepted. I think if Kolevsky took maybe one more touch to his right, made the defender commit, would have been able to slot that one through to Schmidt. Or again, if the defender doesn't go with you, have a hit there. But did not work out, but a good opportunity and a little careless mistake there for Steel City FC early in this match.
You know, we've said too as well this year that there was going to be areas of growth for this team. You know, without guys on the roster that we've seen, you know, season in and season out, there was going to be some opportunities for some guys to step up. Kolevsky's one of those guys, as we see he has the ball here again, kind of going to take it into a crowd. But regardless of that play there, he's really had a tremendous season. To me, he's been the MVP of this Cleveland club as they approach the playoffs. You know you're going to get out of guys like Staveco. When Vinny Bell was here a little bit earlier in the season, Tom Beck has had some spot starts this year as well. Edmar Soljevic showed up for a few games. But really, in my heart of hearts, I'll just say it, Kolevsky's been that guy this season who's really been consistent night in and night out. He's been here and he's played hard. Really like what I've seen.
Well, and Kolevsky's a guy we really didn't see the first couple weeks of the season. It was about midway through that you started to really see him in that lineup and consistently be up top. And I think he's done a good job up there. He's been aggressive when the ball's at his feet. He's not afraid to run at defenders and make them commit. Again, he's a guy who's also not afraid to pull the trigger. So props to Kolevsky. I think he's really been an offensive weapon and a team that I thought was lacking offense, lacking firepower. Really, at the beginning of the season, they've started to score 2 goals a match, 3 goals a match. And that's back to what we're typically used to seeing from Cleveland in past seasons.
Certainly so. Cleveland with it here. Now, I'm really trying to get it going still very, very early in this one. In the 9th minute tonight. Again, fans, a reminder, all corner kicks, shots, yellow cards, and goal summaries tonight will be brought to you by KeonSports.com. That's K-E-E on sports.com. And speaking of sponsors, we certainly accept them with high school football season coming on up. You want to email me, Vince McKee, at CoachVin14@yahoo.com. Again, CoachVin14@yahoo.com. And Steel City, again, just kind of boots it out. And it really looks very early on here that they're going to kind of long play this one, not be overly aggressive just yet. A lot of midfield action out of both squads thus far between the 40s. Again, a beautiful night here in Berea, Ohio. Trestle Field, George Finnie Stadium on the campus of the beautiful Baldwin Wallace University. As the young man to my left played soccer on this very same pitch. Now, Cole, as we do have a moment here, I know you've been playing indoor soccer. When's the last time you've been out there? Was it the alumni game for outdoor action? Or no?
Yeah, I didn't get to play last year because of I'm trying to think. It was either traveling or it was a wedding. I actually think it was a wedding last year, so I didn't get to play last year, but plan is to play in the alumni game this year, end of August. So that is coming up.
Usually that last Saturday of August.
Yeah, last Saturday of August, right before they get the season going. So, yep, will be a good time. Good to put the boots on, get back out there again. The only thing is, we'll say that this summer we usually take off in our men's league from playing indoor just because it's so hot in there. So
Shot on frame there. Scooped up. There's the gloves.
So let's just say maybe I need to get a couple runs in, get the lungs feeling okay, because the end of August, it's going to be hot down there on the turf.
Well, I know this phenomenal 4-week-long workout program I could put you on, and let me tell you, after 4 weeks, you might feel like a new man. But all seriousness, easily the most in-shape person I know standing to the left of me here. I'm not going to lie about that. No doubt about it. And I got to give a shout-out, too, because the last time, speaking of him being the Iron Man, the last time he played in the alumni game, it was easily 90 degrees, if not hotter that day. It was one of the hottest days I could remember. This guy plays in the alumni game and then makes his way over to my daughter Maggie's. At that time, would have been her 8th birthday party. So if that's not Mr. Alumni, I don't know who it is. With his wife and parents, it was a family event, man. Everybody showed up. So that day will live in infamy for sure. After broadcasting high school football the night before, you did that as well. I don't remember where you were, so I can't go that extra mile, but I'm sure you were in a warm press box. But still,
I'm sure, yes.
Can't remember. My apologies there. I know that was the same night. No, actually, you were in Avon. I think you were Avon Medina.
Of course, that's coming up here soon before too long. Can't believe the summer's at the point it is right now. July will be gone before we know it.
Shot here. Beautiful job there by the defense of Cleveland SC, as Elvez wasn't really in the most ideal position there. That looked like it was going to be a goal, but a good job there from Cleveland to kind of stir that up, get that out of there. And I want to say that was Romalansky doing that, number 20, from what I saw there. And this will be our first corner kick of the night for Steel City FC.
Steel City
Dangerous position. Good look there. Romalansky just in the way, and maybe fortunate. Cleveland's still not up at 0-0.
Going there, they'll be headed out. What a turnaround these last couple of years for, quite frankly, for soccer in the Pittsburgh area. The Pittsburgh Hotspurs were middle of the road kind of team, 500 usually.
Yeah.
And but this is just what a season for Steel City. My goodness, it has been just a great year for them. A serious threat to go far in the NPSL playoffs. As we said, looking back to last year,
Pedro Alves.
them and Michigan, really just tore it up. I don't know if I'd call that a particular save.
Yeah, no, it's not. No.
I'm not going to mark that one down. Anyways, so Michigan just a tremendous year as well. And, hey, we always talked about how the Rust Belt, as we would call it at the time, would always go through Cleveland. But really, in this newly shaped division, it clearly doesn't right now. Which is wild, because when you think of Pittsburgh and the Pittsburgh area, you really do not think of soccer. You just don't. So, kudos to them.
Yeah, I will say, though, credit to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, though, who upset the Columbus Crew there in Pittsburgh in the U.S. Open Cup not too long ago. So, they did go up against an MLS club, and the Pittsburgh supporters, the faithful, right on the river there, they showed up and packed that place and got away with a 1-0 victory. So that was a big deal this past year for the city of Pittsburgh, just in recent memory, just about 2 months ago.
As well it should be, too. That's a really cool thing. Forgive me for not knowing exactly where that game was played at. Was it played at Pitt, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it was played in Pittsburgh. Yeah, at the Riverhound Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, right around downtown, just off the river.
Yep.
And the railroad tracks run just on the edge of that. So see a train maybe come through sometimes during a match, which is always a cool thing. Definitely makes you think blue-collar worker there in Pittsburgh, which is very true.
I like it. We had that conversation the other night off the record or off air, but I like the Pittsburgh area. To me, it's I don't know if it's Destination America by any stretch, but I just think there's certain cool things about that city that jump out to me that I truly do like.
I know one of your favorite things is the view from PNC Park there.
Well, to me, it's the nicest stadium in baseball.
Yeah.
And I've never been to Pac-Bell, or whatever they're calling it now, in San Francisco. And I know there's some nice ones, San Diego. And it's funny because here I am, I could name you the names of these parks, but I can almost, at the same time, guarantee you they have a different name now. Like San Diego was Petco Field for the longest time. Couldn't tell you if it still is. with all the corporate sponsorships constantly changing, but still just the different views. Amazes me now, too, fans. They're talking about Oakland moving to Las Vegas for baseball, so it should be interesting to see if that happens. In this one here, though, as we approach the middle of the 16th minute, it's just not a ton still going on here. Cole, both teams really taking their time with possessions.
Yeah, just trying to find feet right now. Say, launch it up the sideline, get to that first, and taken down in transition. And that was a good look there, and going to be an early warning for Quinn Groves. Maybe a little bit early to go to the book. I think he's just going to be talking to. Said no. No, actually going to the book already.
But actually, I like that play out of Groves because that was developing into something that could have been real dangerous there. Instead, you're going to set him up with the set piece kick. But I mean, I'm not saying that was the worst yellow card there for Groves.
No, I think it could have been a goal-saving yellow card potentially, as they got touched around and going to run onto that ball, and would have been a great chance for Steel City FC, and that slowed it down, allows the defense to get back and bodies to get in the box for Cleveland. So could hold true in like I said, being a saving moment.
So the first card of the night here in the 17th minute goes the way of Cleveland. It is Groves. And a good job there out of Cleveland right now to kind of squash that before it turned into anything. But possession will stay with, let's see here.
Well, and have to say that as Groves goes into the book, 2 home games ago against Akron, saw the issues in the first half, and Cleveland needed to change something up. And they moved Groves inside to left center back, who I thought he had been actually performing quite well at left back, but at least changed things up. It helped give some new energy there in the defense to step forward, and brought in Hershko, and it worked out actually quite well in the second half. And, of course, he's there at left center back today in Groves.
Certainly did a good move by Murson on that one, head coach Vlad Murson, his second year with the club. Again, Cleveland looked like they were going to have a bit of a chance there, and just kind of overran it and then crossed it over to nobody, and right back it goes to Steel City. If, you know, we always talk about keys to the game, and no matter what sport you always hear that term, keys to the game. One of the keys tonight for Cleveland is attention to detail and sharpness. And plays like that they cannot live with. They're going to have to be just on point with really everything they do tonight. And so far, I'm not going to say they played sloppy by any stretch, but there's been a few opportunities there that they just didn't get anything out of at all. Throw in back to Steel City here. Good looking turn there. Going to change possession and the momentum here if they can keep this going, and they do. This is looking good. Here's a shot on goal. Oh, just wide. Phenomenal look there by Steel City. As you can see that one being set up a mile away, Cole.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good slotted ball through the run there from Ryan Mertz, and got his head up looking to tuck that one in the back post. But Pedro Alves saw that run coming immediately. He came out, closed down the angles. Not much room maybe around Alves. Would have had to maybe blast that one towards the roof of the net to go over him, or again go towards that back post. Decide to go back post, and again that left-footed shot is swinging away from the goal there and just a bit wide. And again, Cleveland escaping a couple dangerous situations here. I'd have to say that even though both teams are really still settling into this match and trying to see who's going to take control of it, Steel City certainly had the better opportunity so far.
And really a dramatic difference from last week with myself and John Luca on the call, as the intensity, Cole, last week was there from second one. I'm telling you, the opening kickoff, just a really, really intense crowd last week, a lot of action, a lot of on the pitch, just honestly, just drama the entire time. That was a story where if, you know, Erie could have got the win, this should just be a foul here, and it is. But if Erie could have got the win last week, they would have kept their playoff hopes, I mean, pretty strong at that point, where Cleveland knew Cleveland just needed either a win or a draw, and they were in. So both teams with a ton to play for, and just really much different, the aggression, at least here in the first 20 minutes. Eventually, though, the competition, the competitive nature of these guys will take over at some point.
Cleveland SC for re-kick.
I still think about, you know, the NFL last game of the season last year, and I'll talk about that in a second here. Let's see if anything develops with Saveco. With San Diego and the Raiders, and it ended in a tie. Both teams would go into the playoffs, and we came within about 8 seconds of that game, ending in a tie. And I remember texting you and be like, "You're not going to believe this," because you were traveling. You're on the road that day. Here is Steel City, though. Can they turn this into something? Good job there on the defense by Cleveland.
Yeah, and that one should have been called a handball already, and officials let that play on, missed that one there.
Certainly did.
Yeah, hand was not in a natural position there. Came up and hit the arm of a Congo, and Cleveland talking that over right now, and the center official. Not sure if he just missed it or what he's thinking, but yeah, definitely not the normal positioning there. So hands completely stretched out, not tucked in. So a little surprised, but again, does not end up harming Cleveland. So not a big deal.
Again, fans, thank you for joining us tonight. It's Cleveland going from right to left with possession of it as we speak. Near side to us here in the press box. Looking there to try to get something turned around and cooking on that outside with Hirschko. And then we'll go back to the middle here. Trying to set it down for Saveco to chase it down, and he does. But just kind of kicks it right back to Steel City.
Well, it's a good look, but that ball to Saveco should have come way earlier if they could have switched it, but all the guys here on the near side of the field weren't able to get their head up and find Saveco when he was wide open. Defense was able to track back and get to him, and finally Treganson decided to send it to him, but I mean, at that point, he had to tuck it right in the corner, and all Saveco could do is as soon as he got to that, instead he decided to one touch across, and that's a tough angle, not really a dangerous ball back across.
So far, not much work at all, pretty much none for the Steel City goalkeeper Daniel Rogers. Really has not had to do a single thing at this point.
Yeah, no, I think the ball has only been at his foot about once so far.
Elvis is a great leg on him there, but sent that one just over the head. As could not be tracked down by Berea. And usually Marcus wears number 8, correct? If I'm not mistaken. I know it's 10 tonight, but
That's correct, yep.
Cole, can you talk to me a little bit about that? Like, is that normal? Like in college, when you were at BW, you guys didn't do that, did you? Switch jersey number throughout the year?
No, we always had our roster, we had our numbers. Those were your numbers throughout the whole season. So I was always number 29 here at BW.
Got one more question for you. You can't yell at me for not knowing the answer. Were you guys allowed to have subs check back in the game? Like if a kid came out, could he go back in?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. There's the and fans too. There's the WPSL, which the Cleveland Ambassadors play in, and that's women's, obviously professional soccer there. They had that role as well, where you could just check in and check out as many times as you want throughout the night. Not the case here.
Well, there was a rule, though, and I'll get to this in just a second.
Cleveland with this opportunity here. Great job out of Steel City as this one will go out of play. Go ahead, Colio.
Unless anything has changed that I am unaware of, it was that.
Good spin look there for Cleveland. No go, but he wanted that one badly. And that will be cleared out.
Again, saw that shot opportunity coming in.
Good job.
Decided to hold off here for just a second. But again, really what it was is in the first half, when a starter came off, the starter could sub back in.
In the first half.
In the first half, okay? But when a sub who was came on in the first half, then comes back off, they can't go back on in the first half. Second half, you could sub as much as you wanted, but the first half, there were those specific rules for that, unless anything has changed since my playing days. But
how many players did you guys carry on average?
I mean, we always had a decent-sized roster, so we were always up in the 30s, pushing 40 players we carried.
Smokes. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you had plenty of opportunity to sub in and out. All right. I gotcha.
But typically somewhere between about 14 and 20 usually actually played that day.
Near side to us in the corner, and out of play will go. So if that's the case, I'm just going to assume you travel. I mean, everybody traveled road games as well. There was no difference. Like Dom Cleary, for example, our guy Dom. I mean, not everybody on the football team traveled to the road games. Did you guys?
Not always. There were different times throughout my career where most everybody would come, and then there were times where we didn't bring everybody.
Okay. All this to be in the eventual book, Cole McDaniel, My Life on the Pitch.
Written by Vince McKee.
I'm done, man. My next book's about professional wrestling. I think it comes out later this summer, and that's it for me until the next great idea. But my goodness,
you just had the great idea.
I cannot ghostwrite your book. I'm sorry. It's just not. I would do a terrible job.
You can just interview me, and it's just full of quotes.
You know what one of my all-time favorite interviews was us, ironically.
Yeah.
During the pandemic when we talked about some stuff that you had gone through, and I actually enjoyed the heck out of that, and it got a ton of views. So maybe we are onto something there. It's funny too, guys, because if you ever want to learn more about Cole, he's got a great story, and if you ever go on KeonSports.com, it's still on there, and still gets views and draws to this day, which I think is really unique. Still City there look to have something, but the whistle will shut that down before we can continue. Little chippiness there too out of Cleveland.
No, that was just offsides, and then that was just.
Did he kick the ball at him though, or what?
That's called being a little cheeky prima donna. Sorry, Xander.
Yeah.
Plaziga. I mean, yeah, that's one of those where Rumley-Ansky's frustrated there. He's dribbling that ball away, trying to kind of do a little trick with it, then backheel that ball, and a little bit of frustration from Cleveland as they just wanted to put that ball down and get it back in play. Official came over and had a brief conversation.
Good boot there by Alves. Unfortunately, into the feet of Steel City. About at the halfway mark of the first half, a little over it. 29th minute, and I would have to say to this point, not to jinx anything, but there's been really nothing that would incur stoppage time at this point. But still, quite a bit to go here in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this, that even though there have been some chances, we haven't seen any goals yet. Things haven't gotten too crazy, too chippy, too physical. Again, there haven't been injuries either. There haven't been a bunch of stoppages. So the only thing that I would bring up here is that the ball has been in play a lot. And we talked about it. The ball's been down at feet a lot. Steel City trying to get possession. Cleveland trying to kind of get out on the counter a little bit. You haven't seen the ball outside of the touch line and the in line too often in this one.
And also one more shout out as we talked a little bit earlier about the guys behind the scenes who have done so much for us this season. And clearly he was on air though. John Luca, just a phenomenal job his first year here with the club, and really just made for the perfect substitute teacher when myself or Cole were out. One game he had to do all by himself and just absolutely crushed it this year. So definitely a huge shout out there for John Luca. Cleveland playing with the man down here as that's 22 on the pitch. Not sure if he took a cleat or really Giannis Smith there slowly getting up.
Yeah, Schmidt was
okay.
Yeah, Schmidt was down for a while. Gonna get a look here from the trainer, and Cleveland was trying to play on for a little while there. You saw the little nutmeg there from Kolevsky, and then lost possession, and the sportsmanship there of Steel City to put this one out of play. And we'll see if Schmidt can continue here, but it's still early in this one to go to the bench. As long as it's nothing serious, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Schmidt right back out on the pitch here in a few moments. And this is really the only stoppage that we've seen so far. We kind of jinxed it. He went down right after we talked about not having
clearly
any stoppages yet.
Last week, quite a bit hotter as we had quite a few hydration breaks, as they call them, but tonight, not nearly as much. As this is kind of a pseudo one right here, quite frankly.
Yeah, tonight's surprising for a July game. A lot of times you have these really hot July games, but we're talking about right now about 74 degrees, so down there on the turf, probably feeling a little bit more like 85 or 90, but back in play and getting this thing moving again, and Cleveland was not ready for that.
No. As number 2 there on Still City FC, Justin Cope said, all right, that's about enough of that, guys. Let's go. Advanced it forward. And really, as you said, it was sportsmanship in the first place to kind of knock that one out of play. Still City really looking for the first time tonight to do any kind of damage in that final third there. Not much on the old ledger, my friends. Still City FC with those 2 corner kicks. Only 1 card in the books with Quinn Groves in the 17th minute. Had that yellow. That's been it, folks.
Yeah, and at the moment, Cleveland just needs to pack it in a little bit. Make sure that as you're down a man, down to 10 for the time being, as Schmidt's getting treatment over on the sideline, have to make sure that you keep this 0-0 before he can return. Looks like he's actually up and done with the treatment and going to be back in this match here in just a moment.
Yep. Definitely don't want to be overly aggressive in that situation. And he got some applause there from the old 6th City Syndicate as he is now back on the pitch. And in a game where we're going to recognize everybody as, usually fan appreciation nights like this go, final home games of the seasons go. Definitely want to say thank you once again to RJ Pooch and the Syndicate, who has been at every single home game in Cleveland NPSL soccer history. Just really, really cool to see, and we thank them as always. Kolevsky with the turnover there, but looks to get it right back. Good job there out of him, as he had made that initial mistake, but was aggressive enough to get it right back. Here's a situation here, too, with about 15 minutes left to play in this opening half, where Cleveland might have a chance here if they kind of, as I said, maybe put on the old laser focus here and be patient enough, because, again, from what I'm seeing, Still City has not pushed the action at all, so there might be some open windows here for them. But that's not going to work. They keep trying that long ball to the corner, and it just has not been successful as of yet. They still have it here, though. Now they're going to go up that middle. Turnover. Daniel Rogers will give the old boot.
Yeah, goalkeeper and Rogers had to wake from his slumber back there. Has not had much action aside from a few times that ball has come to him. But, here's the thing when you're a goalkeeper, and the only goalkeeping experience I have is I have played goalkeeper plenty of times in men's league and stuff. And actually, I would say I'm not a bad goalkeeper, just never actually did it throughout my playing career, really, until after I was a washed-up retired athlete. So, but I would say you're always gunning for a clean sheet, but at the same time you want a little bit of action. But that's kind of the thing, is like, if you're not getting any action back there, you're probably going to keep a clean sheet. So, honestly, if I'm a little bit bored back in goal, I guess you can't complain about that. That's probably how Rogers feels. He's dialed in. He's talking to his guys, so he knows what's going on. But I think he'll probably be content if he doesn't see really any shots coming his way.
And fans, I think it's hilarious that Cole McDaniel just used the term washed up retired athlete when he's standing over here with maybe 3 to 4% body fat in the prime of his life. So your definition of washed up's a little bit different than mine. Until those days come when you roll out of bed in the morning and your first reaction is to go, ah. Not exactly washed up just yet, my friend.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, but I don't think 3 or 4% body fat is actually
Pretty
possible
accurate.
if I'm standing here still before you. Yeah.
That's it. I'm bringing in the calipers. I don't believe it.
Who got drums? Six City do.
Well, so
Six
throwing
City,
here for
the
Still
Syndicate have the best drums.
Still City on the
Finnie
throw-in.
Stadium.
And that was the cue from Sean Bartsack to the Syndicate to start banging the drums. I don't hear them, so maybe they missed it. I don't know. Here's Cleveland with it, though. Looking to get this out of here before it becomes something serious. And they should here. Can he clear it? Good job there out of Cleveland to kind of clean up that mess before it could get worse.
Yeah, the funny thing is, it is true that the Six City Syndicate usually has drums over there, but the very day that drops over, that goes over the crowd and says, "Who's got the drums?" Six City does. I do not see a single drum over there currently today.
Nope.
Unfortunate timing there on that. But they're still here. They're supporting. They're
love the
cheering on their
effort.
team. I'm sure the smoke bombs are over there. We'll see that go off if there's a goal for Cleveland at any point, but
Indeed.
no drums on this day.
There was a little one at the kickoff, their traditional one there. And you talk about goalkeepers getting involved. We got Elvez all that's in midfield there. Nothing doing for Cleveland on that free kick, and it will get knocked right out again. You talk about time flying, too, and it being July. It seems like just yesterday, me and you were at my old alma mater in North Olmsted doing that Lamar Hunt Cup game. That was March, because that was right in the midst. That
Yep.
was like Sweet 16 night. That was right during the old Sweet 16. So I remember racing home that night to watch basketball. A little bit of a tangle there with Koleski. And just booted out. Some discussion here. Not much doing. And as we said, we think tonight it's been more action for the ball boys than it has been Daniel Rogers thus far. That's still City with it here. Good looking boot. Just to the left of the pipes, though, and out of play it goes.
Had some pace on it, was low. Going left the whole way there, though, for Charlie Lawrence, the midfielder.
Talking about getting back in shape, the old YMCA.
Yeah, right.
Always open for
You know,
boys who like to play.
that was one that actually took me a second because I don't think I've ever heard
On
the organ/electronic version of the YMCA. So that was a new one here.
Certainly so. There's been quite a few new ones this season. Here's Smith again. Collision City, no call. And it might have been a bit of a flop as he's right back up and right back down again. As Jan Smith has had a rough first half in this one. Still no whistle, as it will continue to be with Still City, as these refs, for the most part, letting these guys play tonight. Far side now from the corner. Dumps it down in the middle. Beautiful job there. Wow, picture perfect. This one fires the back of the net. Wow is all I could say. Just dumped it in that middle. Headed it perfectly, and that's the kind of thing you draw up on a video game. Phenomenal job there out of Still City as they take the 1-0 lead. It took 39 minutes for us to see a goal, but what a beauty. Cole McDaniel, walk us through it.
Yeah, Steel City just had an opportunity there in the corner, some space on the right foot, and in-swinger on that cross coming in, floating it in just at the top of the 6. And getting goal side of his defender was number 26, Ryan Landry. Put some pace on that header, and again, all he had to do was just find a way to get that on target. And from that close end, it was going to be hard for Pedro Alves to do anything about it. And that is where we stand right now with the 1-0 advantage for Steel City. Just a great finish. And I do have to say on the other end, saw that Jonas Schmidt was down once again. Really seems to be struggling through this half. If I'm the coaching staff of Cleveland SC, is as important as Schmidt is, got to start thinking about probably making a substitution, get him out of here.
I agree. As you can see, he's just walking right now very lazily. This might be it. As he just, as you said, looks very banged up. But, I mean, real quick, back to that shot, though. Holy smokes. That was one of the nicest ones we've seen all season long. Just perfect position. And as you said, with that kind of positioning off that header, there wasn't much, if anything, Pedro Alves was going to be able to do on that one. Just a tremendous, tremendous goal, making it 1-0 here in the 39th minute. We see our first goal.
Well, if there's a list of the top 10 NPSL goals this season, that's not one you're going to see that's in that top 10, honestly, because it doesn't necessarily wow you. But it was so beautiful the way that it was set up and the way that it was played. And you can't get much more of a crisp header than that. But as that ball's just coming in, all you have to do is just, like I said, get that one on frame. And you saw how it was number 26, Ryan Landry, attacked that one in the air. Again, got past the defender there, getting that goal side, and was able to launch into that one, put that pace behind it. Just a perfect header. You can't teach it any better than that.
And Alves will chase that one down. Yeah, I mean, certainly so. Just one of those things that just perfectly placed. Saw a couple bangers last week with John Luca on the call in that game against Erie that just, I mean, they were smashing them through the back of the net. Cleveland had to force a comeback in that one for the victory. Let's see if they can do it again here tonight as they are down. Kind of a familiar position for them this season a few times this year at home. Down last week against Erie, down the week before against Akron, and they were able to battle back in both of those contests. We'll see if they can find that same kind of magic this evening. They're going to need a big second half to do it, though, as they have not gotten a single shot unframed thus far. Really, for Still City, that was the first, what I would call, official shot unframed, so not a ton of scoring opportunities just yet.
Yeah, they had the one shot that was headed towards goal that Rumliansky got in front of and was able to deflect. But aside from that, yes, you are correct. There hasn't really been much of anything on frame.
Indeed.
Certainly a couple good chances for Steel City, but Cleveland on the other end, they just have not really found a way through in the final third. The closest opportunity they had was that one from Kolevsky looking for Schmidt, and it was intercepted on that pass. But maybe an opportunity here on this free kick.
Alves coming all the way out on that one to advise Schmidt. And that will be headed out of play, I believe. Yep, there it goes.
Yeah,
that's
and
one of those situations, too, with as strong as Alves' leg is, it wouldn't shock me if he took it.
You know, Schmidt hit a good ball into the box there, but he's still hobbling. I mean, every single step he takes is a hobble right now. Again, that's just something where I'm just shocked that Cleveland does not have a single sub in that corner warming up right now just in case. I mean, he's really laboring through the latter stages of this half. I'd be shocked to see him back out on the pitch, but
you want to see another
at
goal get by
halftime.
it, too. I mean, that's
Yeah.
push another goal. They go up 2-0. That's probably it. I agree with you completely on that. Fans starting to get in it. We hear little kids screaming, "Let's go, Cleveland." I'm sure the players appreciate that one. But, yeah, I mean, Cole, to your point, I mean, what's 2.5 minutes? It could be a lot in
Yeah.
the aspect of things, right? I mean, put someone
There's going to be some added time because of the goal
And
and
his
then
injury.
because of Schmidt's injury initially. So I would say there's got to at least be another 2-3 minutes added on to this.
Throw in here for Still City. Some tussling to get the whistle and the ball back in possession of Cleveland. Yeah, I mean, now I'd say at least 2 minutes.
Cleveland SC free kick.
And as Cole said at the very top of this broadcast, you know, this was something here with Still City that they're going to want to go up 1-0, 2-0, maybe even 3-0, put it away early for them to really rust those legs, secure the undefeated season, and just kind of cruise into the playoffs from there. Cleveland, though, it's always a matter of pride. I mean, regardless of your playoff standings, if this is going to switch anything around, which we know it isn't, you still don't want to lose on your home turf. Near side to us. Hershko knocks it back out. We're going to try that middle again there. Again, SC taking their time, trying to set something up. And really, for the first time tonight, give Daniel Rogers a reason to sweat there between the pipes and goal. And just nothing looking there at all for Cleveland. I'm not even sure, Cole, what they were trying to do there.
Well, they were just trying to pass it around and, see what they could do, and Treganson decided to take it himself. I mean, he had no chance of getting by the defender there, but got fortunate that he got clipped a little bit on the heel and stumbled into the defender. So, hey, something out of nothing here, but you have to say that defensively, Steel City's been very disciplined.
Giannis Smith again with the boot. Here's a good look. Knocked out of the way by Rogers. Good job there. I mean, crazy to think, but that was the best look Cleveland has had all night. We'll stay with SC. And back to Daniel Treganson, as you said. Really just one of those things where it looked to me like he was going to try to go through two people. Maybe out of frustration, but regardless.
And we are now entering stoppage time.
The announcement made is official. We are in stoppage time, and as Cole said, probably about 2 to 3 minutes at the most. Near side again. Hirschko over to Smith, and out of play it goes. As it just doesn't look to be really a ton of energy at all right now for Cleveland.
No, a little flat.
Very flat.
Right now. And we've seen this actually quite a bit this season, where it's gone in swings of being flat and then some high intensity. A little bit of both. Officials decide to not really give a full 2 to 3 minutes. I think sometimes they know when things are a little bit flat too, and it seems like everybody just wants to go to the locker room. They're like, yep, we're going to. So they end up blowing that whistle, go to the locker room, Steel City FC with the 1-0 advantage, Vince.
All right, fans, not a ton to walk you through for the first half, but we will. It is 1-0 officially now. Steel City in the lead. That goal coming in the 39th minute. The header from Ryan Landry. Not a lot of laundry to talk about, just one card tonight. In the 17th, it was Quinn Groves. Official shots on frame, Steel City 1, Cleveland 0. 2 really good looks for Steel City. And the corner kicks 2 for Steel City, 0 for Cleveland. And fans, again, Vince McKee and Cole McDaniel with you here at halftime before we go to the break. Cole, what do you think Cleveland needs to do to come out in the second half and start strong?
I got to be real, and it's no disrespect to Giannis Schmidt. I mean, I think highly of him, and even as I'm saying, he's walking around out there because he's hobbling and clearly hurting. He did have a good combination play a couple times, good passes. The ability's there, but in this match, if you want to get back into this, you want to get some attack the other way, you can't be playing with 10 and a half men, okay? You have to have a guy out there who can actually run at the moment. I think you have to make that change, and I think that's the first order of business. Is get somebody out there who's going to be able to run for you and who isn't laboring through the rest of this match, and I think that's your first adjustment. And again, maybe that person that comes in has the energy to give you a spark that you need, and I think this team, they're lacking that spark the last couple of minutes. Cleveland just needs that to come out, start fast, try to get a goal back quickly in the second half.
Time will tell. We will see. For Cole McDaniel, this has been Vince McKee and your first half of action. We'll see you back here in a bit with the second half. Tonight again, Cleveland hosting Steel City.
Throughout this COVID pandemic, many people have felt more anxiety than ever before. At Churchill Counseling, we're here to help. We continue to offer all of our counseling and psychiatric services both in person and through telehealth. Your mental health and wellness continues to be our priority. We work with individuals, couples, and families with locations in Canfield and Liberty. To learn more about the services we provide, visit churchillcounseling.com. When it's time to take back your life, call Churchill Counseling.
over there. And here we are. Cole, not a lot to talk about, my man. As I see my next door neighbor, Carl, walking there in the crowd. Always want to shout him out, a season ticket holder. Hello to Carl. No joke. It really is. Lives right next door. Nice guy.
That's fantastic,
well,
yeah.
Across the street, I should say, but if we want to be technical about it. Yeah. But besides Carl's appearance, there just hasn't been a real lot to talk about. I'm sorry. 1-0 is where we stand. 45 minutes to play. And Cole, is Giannis Smith on the pitch? I'm trying to find him.
Yes, he is. He's still out there right now.
So they did not take your advice. All right. Looks like the same 11 from what I can tell.
Hopefully he's okay now and can move a little bit better. Had 15 minutes to rest up a little bit and maybe shake whatever that is off. So we will we'll see how he's moving here. It seems to be jogging a little bit, so that's at least a good sign.
Mm-hmm. And for you fans who were a little bit upset because there was no goals, you didn't get to hear the Ric Flair woo call, Sean has you covered to start the second half. All right, fans, and speaking of the second half, let's get you going with these colors, same as the first half, as it is still City, going from right to left.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's second half.
And Cleveland going from left to right.
By the Cleveland Clinic.
As you know, this half brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic and also KeonSports.com.
The Cleveland Clinic, proud supporters of Cleveland SC Soccer.
I think this first 10 minutes might tell the story here, Cole, quite frankly, as it looks like maybe, Still City will come out a little bit aggressive, try to get up 2-0, and then somewhat coast from there. Time will tell, but it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I think Cleveland just needs to come out here with a fire in their belly that they really want this game in. And really in the first 10 minutes, I would say you need to be really attacking that final third, try to get some shots off when you haven't had any shots yet at this point. Do something creative on the other end. And I would say that's no fault of Bojan Kolevsky up there. I think he's tried to be aggressive when he's had the ball touch his feet. But has he had the support? Has he had the help get going forward? No, not really. And part of my concern with this team out there on the pitch right now, I see a lot of midfielders. It's what I saw in the starting lineup earlier. Again, you don't have some of those true wingers. You see Pereira, who's playing at the wing. I haven't seen Pereira play on the wing really all season. He's been in the midfield. So, again, not true wingers, not many true forwards out there, and it's lacked that attack.
And while 45 minutes always sounds like a lot of time when you're playing from behind, those ticks of the clock seem to go quicker and quicker. But again, all season long games that we have done, we've seen Cleveland fall behind at times to come back for some dramatic victories, including that Lamar Hunt Open Cup. We'll have to see tonight if they could do it again. And in that cup game, actually, I stand corrected as I recall, it was 0-0 for almost the entire game until that goal late. But still, they've been in tight situations that they've bounced back from. A little bit different story thus far tonight. Looking for the deep ball there for Kolevsky.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget tonight's game is broadcasted on ClevelandSC.com and is hosted by.
Well, a lot of those close matches, though, was against lesser competition. So, I mean, some of those matches ended up being quite good. I mean, the Erie one you just had was good, and Akron was good. But those are all teams that are below you in the table. This is your chance to prove that you can really go toe-to-toe with those top two teams in the Great Lakes Conference this season. And we haven't really seen that quite yet, but time will tell. You still have a good almost 45 minutes to do so.
Plenty of time remains with that aspect. We will see if they take advantage of that opportunity to kind of make a highlight for them on the season, as this is also the kind of win we talked about, too, that would really boost their momentum going into the playoffs. This is the kind of thing that gives you that confidence. We'll see if they can pull it off. Right now, though, a lot of work to be done. Again, you heard Sean in the background there. This game being broadcast live on the Cleveland SC YouTube channel, as well as KeonSports.com with your playback. Good job there by Cleveland. Try to keep it in play. Knocked out, but this will be a nice throw in here for Saveco.
Have not seen much of Carter Hancock on the wing, so good to see him get a touch there and did a nice job keeping that one in play. And this is the farthest down the field we've seen Cleveland get so far.
Good point. Out of play again. And fans, too, even though this is the last regular season game, please continue to follow that Cleveland SC YouTube page. And follow them on the website for full details on how you can watch their playoff matchup. Again, that one coming up with Michigan next week. Want to go ahead and root them on from afar. As well as merchandise. A lot of summer birthdays still to be had this year. Certainly a belated birthday, a few weeks now for my man here, Cole McDaniel. Been a couple weeks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity to celebrate with you. It was a lot of fun. A little bit different than the first birthday party I went to that you had, when we all had to wear the hats and blow out the candles on the cake and, pin the tail on the donkey and all those fun games. But, now that we're much older, still enjoyed the atmosphere. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that some dream of yours, but you're welcome regardless.
All right, here we go, though. Still City giving everybody a reason to pay attention here. Looking for another goal. Sets it up. Looking for the 1-2. Can't find that cross, though. Or jetting to the middle there was number 30, I believe.
Yeah, Congo being unselfish there as he played that off to Greka, and then Greka tried to give it back to him. But honestly, thought Congo maybe should have fired and just ripped a shot there as soon as he cut in on his right foot.
Agreed. He's got the talent to do so. One of the best players in the NPSL. Huge reason they have jumped out to the record they had this season. All right, Cleveland has to be careful here. Does not want to turn it over this deep in. Thrown in, just kind of bounces for a while. Then kicked on about. Yeah, you made a good point there about Carter Hancock. Have not had to call his name at all tonight, which is really something. If you're Cleveland, that's not a good thing. You want him to be around the ball.
Yeah, I mean, if he's one of your wingers, that's kind of telling if he's probably touched the ball the least out of anybody. That means you've spent a lot of time on the other side of the pitch, and just does not bode well.
Agreed. Here's Kolevsky looking to make something happen. Good look here. Left-footed goal. This one finds the back of the net. What a job it was there. Cleared it in, put it in. My goodness gracious. Just like that. Now tied up 1-1 here in the 52nd minute. Cole McDaniel walk us through it.
Bojan Kolevsky making something out of nothing, getting the ball in the middle of the field, beats the defender, gets onto his left foot, and then he just slots that one home past the goalkeeper. That's number 1, Garrett Watson, in goal, getting the timeout there in net here in the second half, as in the first half it was Daniel Rogers. So 1-1 up on the scoreboard, and Kolevsky again showing that attacking presence, and not only the great finish, but the Cristiano Ronaldo Sioux celebration there in the corner. And that is a spark that Cleveland needed. And, of course, the smoke bombs coming out here for the Six City Syndicate now.
Just tremendous job. I said his name a lot in that first half. He's been my personal MVP of this season. As we said, has come on like a hurricane these last 5 home games in a row. Been playing well on the road, and really just this is the guy here who is going to take advantage of that opportunity to step up, and he really truly has. And just like that, 1-1, but here's still City looking to get it right back with a shot there. Good cross, knocked out, still dangerous. Another shot, this one knocked out by Alves, and just like that, it was almost 2-1 as holy smokes. Still City FC woke up there and went right at him.
Yeah, out in transition and slotting that one back across the 6, and it bounced around, was deflected, and one of the Cleveland SC players had a bad touch there in the middle and just perfectly set up Steel City with that pass there. And good save by Pedro Alves, getting back to his feet, diving across, getting to his right, making the save with his right hand there. And again, fortunate it's 1-1.
Corner kick number 3 on the night for Steel City FC. 1-1. And we could feel the intensity in the crowd begin to pick up now as this game just got a whole lot more interesting. 1 apiece now. 55th minute approaching. Elvis does a good job there. He'll scoop that up.
Yeah, and rather than intensity, I would actually say more like tension. It got quiet in here. You could hear a pin drop here at George Finnie Stadium there right after getting a goal, and you heard the celebrations and things like that. You saw the attack from Steel City, and that's part of the problem here that Cleveland's had this season is right after they concede a goal or they get one of their own, it seems like possibly giving up one right away, and that was nearly one.
Again. Koleski now gets it knocked away, and I agree with you. We've seen that quite a few times this year, Cole. As you said, weird Cleveland has scored that goal and almost given one right up immediately. You are right. And again, I mean, that could be a million different things, attention to detail, or just they're taking your breath for 2 seconds a little bit too long, and that's what happens. But now Cleveland with it here, still 1-1. And as you said, that will go to play. But as you said, yeah, I mean, definitely a feeling of tension there almost immediately.
Yeah, I think so. And now it's good to see Cleveland actually settle in a little bit after nearly conceding again. And they actually got a little spell of possession. You haven't seen too much of that. I feel like most of the possession has been Steel City. And that was actually possession with a purpose. A lot of Cleveland's possession has not been that way earlier.
Another good point. Possession with a purpose. Couldn't have said it better myself. 56 minutes, still 1-1.
Saved by number 41, Daniel Rogers.
And again, Cole, I'd have to say we're about 5 to 10 minutes away from probably seeing our first sub on both ends.
Well, we already saw one from Steel City in goal.
Okay, I'm sorry.
With Watson came in. But we also do see number 15, Tate Money, is into the match. Just came in a few moments ago as a Congo went off the pitch.
Down goes a Steel City player there as well, as he took a bit of a shot to the midsection. Nursing it as we speak there at midfield.
Of course,
Cole, did a Congo go off after the goal?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and that is something that we've seen from Steel City. And, of course, a lot of these guys, part of Pittsburgh Hotspurs before. You have the size with the Congo, but then you also had here on the bench Moni, who is a guy who we've seen for quite a few years, part of this squad. And Tate Moni, he's a big guy up there himself as well. So you don't lack size at the forward spot if you are Steel City.
Definitely not an understatement there. Bit of a water break. With the throw-in coming for Steel City. All right, interesting break there to the action. There we go. All right, so Cleveland will have possession of this. So they're a very slow first half. We saw a little bit of action there, kind of all bunched up there.
Not heard, tonight is the last home game of the 2023 season for Cleveland SC. But Wednesday night they do travel in the playoffs up to face the Michigan Rangers FC, and that is July 12th.
Again, fans, July 12th, this Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Cleveland SC traveling out there to Michigan. Nice little road trip for the family if you want to head on out there. Maybe go with your friends, a little road trip. And head on out and support Cleveland SC.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting because even though Michigan's looked very impressive this season, and by the way, one of the matches Michigan won,
first one of
they were down to 10 men for most of the match and ended up winning 2-1 here.
Yes.
But both times the two teams met, it was 2-1. So it was still pretty close on the scoreboard. Certainly not out of the question, the equation that Cleveland could go up there and play well and perhaps come away with a win. But it's going to be all determined by can you be locked in for all 90 minutes.
And that was opening night at home. That was the home opener when that occurred Memorial Day weekend,
right.
Friday night. And Cleveland jumped on them early 1-0 in this. And like as Cole said, eventually gave up that equalizer. And then when it was 1-1, Cleveland went up a guy. And they just could never take advantage and ended up losing 2-1, which is just wild to see. But that is definitely what went down that night.
But it's been a while since those two teams have seen each other because that was the second of the two matchups. They happened in quick succession. They're in a matter of a week there in May. So a lot of time has passed.
A ton. It's been a weird season to that aspect with how the schedule played out. Fourth corner kick of the night for Steel City. Looks like they're going to get a shot out of this, too. Good job there on the defense by Cleveland to knock that one out. And then Alves will actually come and sweep
That's out
it
of
up.
play.
Alves.
It's going to be a corner kick.
Corner kick it is, as that one deflected off of Daniel. I'm going to butcher the last name because I get in that mode where it's on the tip of my tongue.
Steel City FC corner.
All right, so corner kick number 5 here for Steel City.
Treganson.
Treganson it
There you
is.
go.
Yep, there you go. All right, Cleveland SC looking to form a wall here inside, looking for the header out. And it's a deflection here that will go out of play again. Ball boy kind of got in the way there, almost got trampled. Staying with Steel City. As the tempo of the second half has definitely been kicked up just a notch at 1 apiece. Cleveland with that equalizer in the 52nd minute. Kolevsky with that goal. Since then has not really challenged too much. 61st in this one. Still City near side to us now. Inside that final third, looking to get another one to the back of the net. There
Yeah,
goes
it's an
Saveco
easy
there, little touch foul.
call there right now as Saveco dove in there and
Chris Svecko.
certainly got his body into number 11, Charlie Lawrence, who's trying to turn the corner. That's an easy call for the official. Opportunity here for Steel City to whip this one into the box, and they've actually had the ball bounce inside the box a couple times in their favor here recently. So again, Cleveland having a hard time getting it out on that initial touch, that initial clearance.
SC will look to clear this one. And it goes.
And that's just a
Out it
poor
goes.
ball.
Yep.
Yeah,
Caught a
too-
break. Now we got
Too
some
long
subs.
there. Yeah, a lot of heat on that one as it was really dropping almost completely out of bounds there. Lawrence wondering why he didn't have a back post runner there. And, yeah, certainly a mistake, no back post runner, but at the same time, not much you'd be able to do. And before we get the goal kick, multiple substitutions for both of these squads.
2 on each end. .63rd minute of the night. Here with you again, Vince McKee, Cole McDaniel with KeeOnSports.com. That's KEE on sports.com.
You know what? I didn't think about this because I haven't really seen him all season, but a staple of the Cleveland SC roster for a while, Alec Naguki always wore number 8. So it makes sense that if he's in the squad today and just checked onto the pitch, he's not wearing number 8, and that is probably why Pereira was number 10 here today, as Naguki got his number 8 back.
Ask a question, get an answer. And we have one. Yeah, Naguki. Boy, you said that right, too. Naguki is a staple of this lineup for about the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, definitely a guy who is weird not seeing him on the pitch really throughout this season, being a part of the squad.
Other sub was number 24 checking in.
Yeah, I do believe that's Jack Fote.
A name we're not overly familiar with. Here's Saveco. So 24 and 8 checking in for Cleveland. You know what we have not seen yet tonight is anybody try to play a long ball with Pedro being all the way up. We saw Akron attempt that a few times a few weeks back. I'm kind of curious to see if there's any kind of quick turnover if Steel City tries to bomb one. As we see Pedro play all the way up. Here's Cleveland now with an attack. Can they get something out of it? Cross the nope, my fault. Thought they was going to look to try to cross that to the middle, but no go.
Yeah, it was deflected immediately, so going to be out for a corner. And opportunity to mention the 2 substitutions that happened for Steel City just a moment ago as number 3, Giuseppe Kroos just checked into the match. And also checking in just a few moments ago, number 30, Bryce Gandhi.
Taking the first corner kick of the night for Cleveland appears to be Carter Hancock.
Cleveland corner.
Hancock will left-foot it in to start this one. Nothing going again, as that was just almost like a give-up. I'm not sure what they were trying there.
Yeah, really poor corner, and got fortunate they didn't get burnt in transition on that counter. 4 gray jerseys were up ahead.
Yeah, not sure what the thought process there was with Hancock. Just doing what he was told, I'm sure. Still going to chase that one down. Out of play it goes, though.
Yeah, just put that ball into the box, honestly. Forget about playing that one short. I mean, you had a guy short, and then you had back to Treganson, and I understand that maybe size isn't your advantage there in the box, but just whip it in and see what can happen, honestly, in that situation. I felt like Steel City was prepared for that to go short, and they jumped all over that. That was blocked immediately. Treganson couldn't get that one past Money as soon as he struck that ball. And the fortunate thing for Cleveland was that Steel City, all 4 of their runners in transition, they had a 4v2 advantage going the other way, but all the runners were crowded on the far right side, so they tried to make a tight pass that was quickly intercepted and ended that counter quickly. But that looked very dangerous initially when that ball was first given up.
'66th minute beginning now. Not too much going. And we'll reset it here for Cleveland. It should be Saveco on a throw-in, I would imagine.
No, it's a foul. It's a push in the backs there of Hancock as number 3, Kroos, came through his back.
As the sun begins to descend here. 1-1. About 8 o'clock local time, I'd want to say. Let's see here. No, I'm not even close. 8:30 already. So this night flying by. About 90 minutes in actual time. But still plenty of time down on the pitch.
Vote offsides there on the far side. Official saw that. And as Fote tried to track that one down, would have run out of play regardless, but about 2 or 3 yards offsides.
Shout it out loud. Sean, there it is. Sean Bartzak doing anything possible to get this crowd going tonight. Still City needs to be careful here. They don't have a meaningless turnover. Good job there to get that out of there. Right back to Cleveland it goes. And just like that, a quick turnaround right back to Cleveland SC. Again, folks, my official charter here, really just 1 shot on frame each. Still City with 5 corner kicks. We saw that yellow card in the 17th minute by Quinn Groves. And then the 2 goals, Ryan Landry with a phenomenal header in the 39th. And then Kolevsky got it back with the equalizer for Cleveland, breaking through the defense as he did at 1 apiece in the 52nd. Since then, neither team has really threatened too much. We saw Steel City with the attack right after they let up that goal, but nothing since.
Yeah, and momentum's actually kind of swinging the way of Cleveland right now. If they can keep up what they're doing, neither team's really having a ton of chances right now, but I would say that Cleveland actually, they're starting to get more corners. They're starting to get into the attacking third more. It's changing their way, which is very fortunate because I thought Steel City played quite well in the first half.
Looking for the middle on that corner kick. Hancock did a little bit better of a job than the last one. And they'll eventually say he stepped out with the ball in possession of his foot. So a throw in for Steel City.
And it's safe to assume Jana Schmidt is feeling much better as he was flying in there on that challenge. So
Yeah, just a smidgen.
halftime did him wonders there as he got a little bit of a breather and got to, almost rest up after those knocks and being battered around in the first half.
It's amazing what some Gatorade, Neosporin, Ben Gay, and stretching can do for you. Whistle there to start this one over right away. Let me check something real quick on this roster, my friend.
Cleveland SC free kick.
I mentioned it last year, too, with number 15, Tate Mahoney. Just, I wonder how big he actually is. They don't give us weight and height. But if I was going to ballpark it, I'd say about 6'1", 6'2", maybe 240, or at least 225.
Yeah, solid frame up there at that striker position, absolutely.
There's Smith blasting one far side. Cleveland looking for the attack here. Good job out of Still City to crowd it up and knock it out. As they are not letting anything easy tonight. Nothing at all. Nothing clear.
Yeah, Hersko a little bit surprised there. Thought he was going to try to pull that one back. Instead, he tried to take on his defender and slipped it between his legs but couldn't quite get around him. And Fote actually got almost in a position there where he was going to be able to fire and put one on frame, but Steel City just at the last able to clear it away. But again, more and more chances, more and more touches inside that 18 as well.
Little under 20 minutes to play here in regulation for the regular season. Long ball there will be scooped up without any problems at all.
Yeah, and those are the type of balls that are going to do anything with that lack of size up there for Cleveland. Again, it's got to be diagonal balls through, getting it down to feet and playing, switching the field. But vertical balls that are straight down the field, it's going to be easy for the goalkeeper to get to that. And I got to say, as good as Koleski is, he's not winning those aerial duels versus some of those bigger center backs.
There's Tate with it now, looking to advance for Still City, and puts it right at Pedro Alves. Officially will go down as their second shot of the night, but again, just more of a dribbler right at Pedro.
Hey, Pedro
Oh, yeah.
Alves.
I think you have to go down a couple octaves for that, Vince.
Oh, I could. I could. Wouldn't be a problem. Oh, yeah. The thing you didn't know about me, I was a baritone in choir, high school, show choir. Yeah. Bit of a collision there. Everybody appears to be fine, but little dramatics regardless. Oh, they're going to issue a yellow? Am I seeing that correctly?
Yeah, that's a yellow card there.
All right. Walk us through it, Cole McDaniel. What earned him the card?
I mean, bad challenge a little bit late, and it's the 72nd minute, and he's already gone to the book before. So, I mean, the later it gets into the match, the more likely you'll see that. But don't necessarily have the count on how many times, how many instances down there as well there's been a foul or that situation for the given player. But I mean, definitely part of it has to do with the late challenge and how late it is into the match here. And we're going to get a substitution here next. Dead ball for Steel City.
Correct my vision if I was wrong, but that was Jack Fote with the yellow, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Fun night for the kids out there. They're having a blast.
Yeah, they're just running around. They're not watching the game.
Nah. That's not why they're here, Cole. Yeah, I have joked with you before, but it's honest to God truth. One of my favorite fan memories of being here. As they're going to boot that one in the middle here. Let's see if they could do anything with it. Covering a Baldwin Wallace football game a few years back, I believe against Marietta. And all these students dressed up as bananas. And I don't know why. It was just so funny. Lined up along the entire, I was rolling.
No, absolutely. No, they were all over there. I know I popped in because I knew you were covering this game in here, so I did pop in to watch a little bit. Yep, saw the banana costumes, the banana suits over there. That was fantastic.
A dramatic game too, a lot of fun. October 2021, that's how quick time flies. Time has not flied tonight, though. This game has stood still in many different ways as there's just not been a whole lot to talk about. But still, one apiece. I joked a little bit about that game that almost ended in a tie last year in professional football, which you almost never see, maybe once a season at the most.
I feel like that was 2 years ago already.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't, but it feels that way. Wait a second. No, it was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago, not last year.
Holy smokes, yeah, because the Chargers made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, correct.
Good luck there for Cleveland. Nothing kicking, though. Yeah, wow, that's something.
Yeah, I didn't stop you
Yeah.
earlier in the first half when you called him San Diego again, but yeah.
Did I? All right, now I'm really going to give it to you.
Hey, we've
So
been
the San Diego-
practicing this for forever. We got a couple years of still trying to convert this to Los Angeles for you.
I'm gonna take you one step better. Ready for this? Last season, San Diego Chargers and Oakland Raiders. How about that? That way, I'm wrong in all three.
Yeah,
accounts.
right.
3 for 3.
The importance of mental health well-being and strives to create
Not
a
easy
safe
getting the old Cole.
and supportive
But yeah, I mean,
environment for
seriously
all
though, like
SCBs.
it's just felt that way where like both teams are just kind of really content with laying back. Wow, that was 2 years ago already. Holy smokes, time flies. Reminder, football fans out there, since we were just talking about the old American football, the Climate Tech Inc. NFL Prediction Show will be back this coming season as I go for the four-peat.
Yeah, right.
Unbelievable. Last year, you couldn't script that up if you tried. I mean, it doesn't get much closer. Literally 1 point apart, myself and Cole, at the very end. Figured, if there's a tie, the college football picks will be the tiebreaker, and sure enough, that was deadbolt even.
Yeah, we were going to have to go to college football picks if it wasn't for the very last game. The Super Bowl would be the difference. You were up 1 game on me going into the Super Bowl, and you know what? I had a gut feeling that you're going with the Chiefs, and so I was so tempted to go Philadelphia,
At least try
just
for
but
the
just in
tie.
case. But no, I was like, you know what? Like I said, I would rather be right than win that, and I'm a very competitive person.
Well, it would have been a tie.
But at
regardless,
this,
yeah.
but at the same time, yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, I would rather be right than happen to tie. So I'm like, I believe in
Whoa!
the Chiefs. Wow.
That could have been dangerous.
That was very dangerous. Unfortunate, maybe.
Yeah.
Again, for Cleveland, that resulted in a foul, but coming in hot there was number 30, Bryce Gandhi, and he nearly stole that one away from Alves.
Yep.
Oof.
Definitely wouldn't have counted if you would have knocked it in off that collision, but still something you got to look at for a second there. Yeah, I mean, I figured, being up 1, the worst that could happen to me was a tie. Let's say you would have picked Philadelphia, they would have won, we would have tied. But I appreciate your honesty and respect for the competition. Going with who you thought was going to win, and you had said that on the record numerous times that the winner of Kansas City and Cincinnati would be your pick. That was my pick.
So I stuck to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did not change that
That's
up.
what they call integrity, folks. Two official shots on frame tonight for Steel City, 1 for Cleveland. And those 5 corner kicks for Steel City FC. And I'll tell you what, after Cleveland scored that goal and then Steel City came right back and almost got a beautiful shot on goal right after that, I felt like, okay, we might be in store for a really dramatic, really great second half. And it's just gone right back to just not much. Style of play, I mean, not drastically different than anything we've seen this season. Just hasn't really, not much has been converted, I guess is the best way to put this. Here's Cleveland here, though. Saveco all the way up in the middle there. To Hancock, back to Saveco. As Carter Hancock has definitely been more involved in the second half. And really still plenty of subs left on the bench for Cleveland still to check in amongst Daniel Korniarczyk. Bowie Chanchar as well on that bench if they need him, but he looks pretty content there in his warm-up, so I would be kind of shocked if he does check in.
Yeah, the defender's not really coming in getting looks, but As for the midfielders, the attackers, is Cleveland pushing on. You can tell that there's a belief. They think they can get a goal here and end up walking away with a win in this match. Things have changed a little bit here. But watch out for Steel City in transition on the counter. They've been threatening a couple times in transition.
Here's Tate again, looking to cross maybe here. Nope. He's going to try to take it himself. Goes down.
Yeah, and I know that was a bit of a dive there. He was already stumbling, losing his balance. He should have played that to the near side. A bit selfish there from Mahoney to try to take that himself. I don't know where he thought he was going to go between 3 black jerseys.
Doesn't really surprise me either. We've seen him do that kind of stuff a lot over the years, never really get anything out of it. I don't know if I've ever seen a single Tate Mahoney goal. 1-1, a little over 10 minutes to go in regulation. And all you Tate Mahoney fans can reach me on email at coachfin14@yahoo.com. Feel free. Good boot there for Cleveland. Kolevsky looking to chase this one down, gets ripped down. That's got to be something, right?
Yeah, it's
Cole?
going the other way. As Kolevsky.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's going to be some pushing and shoving and some frustration here. But Kolevsky, I have to say, that's the right call from the official. Cleveland's not going to like it. But, again, elbow into the back of the defender, number 33, Connor Hudson. And when that elbow happened and he pushed him to the ground, again, yes, Kolevsky went to ground as well, but he caused the contact. So, right call. Fans will be fans. Players will be players.
There it is.
But, yeah, right decision.
First yellow card of the night on Cleveland. And that will go to the same man who got them their goal.
Yeah, and that's Kolevsky. And then also, see Steel City gets a card there in the middle. Do believe that's Nicky Kolarak, number 10, who is one of the subs for Steel City. He's gone into the books as well for his shove on Kolevsky as he came over defending his teammate there, getting into that little skirmish a moment ago.
So Kolarak, 2 yellows apiece now. Oh, no. Let me look over this again one more time. Hold on, folks. Yeah, 2 apiece. So 2 on Cleveland, 3 on Cleveland.
And I apologize. Looked like a 10. It's actually a 40 there, as that is Joshua DiMatteo.
So DiMatteo to the books, the first of the night for Pittsburgh. 1 yellow card tonight for Pittsburgh and 3 for Cleveland. Not much doing other than that, though. Little under 10 minutes to play here in regulation.
If you have not gotten your food out at the food truck, which is Feed My Belly, you better get out there because it is last call for
Big
Feed
thank you
My
to Feed
Belly
My Belly food truck. If you want to miss the
outside
last 8
stadium.
minutes of the game and go get yourself food, now's your chance. But I would say eat at halftime. That's just me. All right, still City with it. Tate Mahoney again. Doesn't do much with it. And still City's going. Well, he didn't really do much with it. Still
It's last call for the food truck. You want me to grab you
want me to
anything?
put down the headset with 7 minutes to go in a tie game? Sure.
Think you can handle this?
Yeah.
I could go get us food right now.
Oh,
I could
I've
be back in a
proven-
couple minutes.
I've proven that I can. So.
French fries piled high. They sound delicious. Head over there because it's last call.
Doggone if they
for
don't
the
sound
Feed
delicious,
My
though.
Belly food truck.
Yeah, he keeps saying last call here,
Belly's
and
talking to me right now.
I don't think there's a long line because I haven't seen anybody run yet, so
It's a Berea
could probably
wings.
make it. Starting to get hungry here, the latter stages of this
So
broadcast.
when I was done with my 4-week Cole McDaniel / Adonis Creed cycle, I was going to reward myself with some beer and wings, and I'll tell you what, they're looking better than ever tonight. Here's the thing, though, Cole. You know, all joking aside, you want to win. I mean, if you're Cleveland, not only do you want to win because that's why you play the game, and I get that quote of Herm Edwards there, but regardless, you want to win. You're on your home pitch. You're playing against really the best team in this area for the NPSL, no doubt about it. And you have a chance to steal one from them and go into the playoffs with a ton of momentum. Put
Well, it's-
something together here. Get it done.
Yeah, it's definitely Steel City in Michigan right now, but
Did I say Michigan? No, I said Steel City. I'm just making sure. Sorry.
no, you said
Yeah.
you said the right club.
All right,
But
cool.
I would honestly argue, though, from what I've seen good things
Out of
from
both?
Steel City. I've seen good things from Michigan.
Michigan looked better.
I felt like Michigan, even down to 10 men, they dominated that
Yes.
match at times. So,
Completely agree.
personally, the eye test, I liked what I saw out of Michigan more than what I've seen out of Steel City right now.
Me too, and I watched the road game because I really like where they play out in Pittsburgh with that thick grass and everything. So I always watch when they play, when they used to play the Hotspurs, now when they play Steel City. And even then, it looked like these two teams were really evenly matched, like Cleveland and Steel City. But you're right. Those two games against Michigan was a clear-cut better team. And I think
I agree.
It's going to be interesting to watch now. If Michigan does get by Cleveland again, which they'll be the home team, they'll be favored to do so. When these two teams clash, I mean, that's one I'm going to have to dial into if that happens. Clearly, us being the Cleveland broadcast team, we're not going to be rooting for that to happen. But very, very interesting.
The other interesting thing here in this one, Hancock's come off, which I'm not necessarily completely surprised, but, you know, all you had was defenders and a backup goalkeeper on your bench. So you see Adam Calvett's come in to right back, and that pushes Chris Saveco up to right wing.
Here's Koleski again looking to make it happen. That will go out of play for a corner kick, but a good job there as he knows how to turn and burn on those.
Yeah, trying to put that one on frame and deflect it on the shot. Going to be a corner here. But as I mentioned just a moment ago, so Saveco, he's a right back who we know can get forward, whip in some crosses, but we've never really seen him in a right wing position, being in an advanced spot. Curious to see if he can maybe be a difference maker up there. But again, higher up the pitch than we typically are used to seeing him. And
He did it a few times in 2018, but again, that was years ago.
yeah, it's been a while.
Different roster.
Yeah.
Much different roster. All right, corner kick number 3 on the night for Cleveland. Looking for the middle and just bombs it. Wasted opportunity again, and this one will go right back.
Yeah, the end product there a bit disappointing on that in swinger there. Corner from the far side, way over everybody's head. And just a couple minutes remaining. We'll get a couple minutes of extra time here, I'm sure, to end this thing, but only about 3.5 minutes left in regular time.
And the officials were quick to pull that trigger in the first half, too. Only about 35 seconds worth
Yeah.
of stoppage time. Want to thank everybody with the NPSL, including Gary Moody, with plenty of information all season long, sending us one after another. We do appreciate that, Gary. That one will go out of play again. And Cole, it's been my honor and pleasure. As we said, hard to believe our 4th year together, 4th season, 5th year knowing each other, as there was that COVID year where there was no matches, but our 4th full season together on the broadcast. Anything about the COVID year where there wasn't any NPSL soccer, but there sure was high school football that year together. So we've been calling games and matches and basketball games for 5 years. And it's gone by, and it's been a pleasure. So thank you for that. That one clear out again. And we'll see if Steel City could sneak one in here. Still plenty of time. Going to the outside, back to the middle. Good spin there by Tate. Nice pass and shot. Love that opportunity for Pittsburgh. Right on the money, but Pedro Elvis right there. 4th shot on frame of the night for Steel City. Good luck, though.
Square ball in the box. Mahoney finding his teammate in number 29.
Oh, you didn't know?
Again, let me find this here on the roster. Again, a lot of names here on this roster for Steel City FC. But number 29 tonight, Tyler Catarino, in an advanced position there, and is able to beat the defender just barely to the ball there as Calvett's was coming crashing in, and Calvett's might have just altered that shot a little bit. Still on frame. Alves had to make the save, but that one was right down the middle, and now we're gonna have a stoppage in play as a Steel City player is down. Looks like a cramp to the calf right now.
He's up and moving around at that cramp, chugging some water there. Little hydration.
The Michigan Rangers FC in a
And you can hear it one more time. We've been talking about it all night. This Wednesday night, 7 o'clock in Michigan. Cleveland travels to go ahead and take them on. Watch party, Iggy's in Lakewood over there on Madison. That's where the big watch party will be that night.
Lots of adult beverages, but
For
you
you
can bring
SC
pizza,
fans.
You can bring steak, you can bring ribs. Make sure you come out to Iggy's.
And
on
apparently they
Wednesday,
let you bring your own
kick
food
off
at Iggy's,
7
so.
p.m. for the official Cleveland SC playoff watch party.
Good throw in there for Cleveland. Back to Still City as we approach stoppage time here in about 15 seconds to wind down the regular season. Cleveland SC going back to the playoffs as they have every single year in their existence since 2018, and a little yellow card to finish the night.
Steel City FC yellow card issued to number 17.
So laundry being handed
17,
out
Nolan
there
Hunter.
to Nolan Hutter.
Cleveland SC free kick.
What do you do to earn the yellow?
Ladies
I
and
mean,
gentlemen,
late again on that challenge. I mean, pretty simple. The last couple yellows we've seen have all just been late challenges.
The official time is kept on the field by the
I don't know, man. I should have sent you to that food truck. It smells good.
Yeah, there's something wafting in the air
It
here right
smells
now.
good.
Yeah.
One apiece. Stoppage time as we wind down the season. Again, Vince McKee with KeyOnSports.com, Cole McDaniel with KeyOnSports.com. We are so excited to talk to you guys one final time here about what we have planned for the fall. It is huge. Check out our YouTube page, and I'm going to toss this over to Cole to tell you a little bit about that as we take you home.
Yeah, well, we'll be live streaming our Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. All 10 weeks of the regular season, live streaming on the YouTube channel. If you've not already subscribed, make sure you go check out our YouTube channel. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because the football season starts August 18th is the start of week 1. That is game 1. And then, like I said, that season is underway. Not only are we live streaming, have a 3-man crew there, myself, Dom Clary, and Brandon Soder. But also then we're going to have a lot of coverage where a lot of written articles, written content out there, at least 20, 25 plus games every single week. Last year we were pushing 30 games a week as that one slips just wide of the post there. Good opportunity. It's going to result in a goal kick here in just a moment for Steel City. But, yeah, no, we're looking forward to the fall, Vince. I know I am. I know you are. But it is fast approaching for sure.
Look, folks, you're on YouTube right now. You're literally staring at YouTube as we speak. Once this game's over, put it in the search engine, Key on Sports. It will come right up. You hit that subscribe button, and we know that you will not regret it, to say the least. Here's my boy Tate Mahoney with the cross. Headed out. Should stay with Pittsburgh. Excuse me, Steel City. First time I made that mistake all night. Stays with Steel City. And it crossed out. There's Giannis Smith. He's looking healthy. Full sprint towards the middle of the pitch. Kolevsky with it. Oh, looking for some last-second dramatics. Not going to happen as that will go out of play once again.
You know, can I also say something else? We have all the supporters here in Northeast Ohio. They're like, okay, you know, I like high school football and stuff, but how about the people who are listening in Pittsburgh right now? I bet some of you guys, by the way, also are Penn State football fans, and I can guarantee you there are going to be a few Penn State commits that you will see on the football field this season through our live stream games. So, again, you might want to take a look at it because of the colleges you support.
Great point, Cole McDaniel. You Penn State fans. On that note, you enjoy Drew Eller all season long.
Yes, correct.
Our boy. Known him since he was a wee top playing Pee-wee. All right, here we go now. The last push to come for Steel City. Good point, though. And again, I mean, we were talking about it off air before the broadcast began. Actually, we have interns everywhere. One of them, University of Pittsburgh. So we might have some Panthers action this season. Yeah, I mean, check us out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what they do with this here. This would be a dramatic way to close out the regular season if they could do it with a walk-off goal. Here's the boot. Good job, Pedro. Goes right up and gets it.
Pedro Alves.
that will do it. The regular season comes to an end with a draw, 1-1. Your goals tonight, Steel City, Ryan Landry, 1-0. He made it in that 39th minute. Tremendous job on that header. Perfect placement. As we said, Cleveland went to the break, made a few adjustments, came out a little bit more aggressive. And as Cole McDaniel said, had a really probably more so the momentum. There was still not a ton of it, but they more so controlled that second half. Scoring Koleski in that 52nd minute, tied it up 1-1. That is where we stood in the 52nd minute. And the final 30-plus minutes of this one, 38 minutes without a goal from there, and really not a lot of chances. Both teams walk out of here from appears to be injury-free. Some rest for the usual starters of both clubs. And they did what they wanted to do. Cleveland goes to the playoffs. They will be the 3rd seed to come out of their conference as they finish just below Michigan and Steel City, while Steel City will draw that first round bye, sit back and wait. As Cleveland, not so lucky, they do travel to Michigan. Cole McDaniel, final thoughts on this one and the regular season.
Well, like I said, it really did fly by with the regular season, so have to give Cleveland a lot of credit from how they started to how they picked it up and performed well and ended up really comfortably getting into that 3rd spot and locking a playoff spot. That was important for this group. And it's certainly a team that has the talent. When they're switched on, they could go up to Michigan and absolutely win a match. But I just have to say, props on how you finished the rest of the regular season. Again, never any quit in this team. This is a team that not just through the season continued to fight, but every single match there was adversity at some point. A lot of times they were down trying to get back into the match. Again, continued to fight, managed to continue to get points, so props to Cleveland. As for all the supporters who came out this regular season, thanks for coming out to George Finnie Stadium, as well as the one time we were at Case Western Reserve as well for a match. Again, it's been a fun time in the regular season, and now it's time for the postseason. Like I said, going to see what Cleveland can do. Michigan's going to be certainly a tough test, but it is not out of the question. I think if you get past Michigan, you saw what happened in this match tonight. I think one of those things were not out of the question for Cleveland to make a little bit of a run if they can manage to get past that first match.
The final broadcast of the season is now complete. We want to thank you again, and we want to prompt you one more time. You're already on YouTube. Plug it in. Keon Sports. K-E-E on Sports. For Cole McDaniel, I am Vince McKee. We're going to send you home tonight. 1-1. This one ends in a draw.